it'll probably take a while till.
We're not muted anymore.
It will probably take a while till they join up.
Maybe.
It's probably not working.
Recording. Recording everything you're saying.
Really?
Yeah, see? Recording.
Oh, hi! Hi, everyone. Ooh, guess what? I have a tooth coming out.
Oh, man. Is that one of your grown-up teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
One
James,
tooth,
my son.
that was my second tooth. I had a third tooth, but this is my second one. It didn't come out yet. My second.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, you got to just do just the amount of wiggling back and forth, you know? Oh, beautiful. You guys are going to be good to go, Mark. This is a nice basic setup, you know?
Yeah.
What I really love about this one is it's just heavy enough to where it has just a little pause on the launch pad before it goes
up. I'm a little worried about the perfect, like the angle of it.
You're looking good. That's close enough. You'll be good.
As I was doing it, I thought, I could build on a piece of wood, build, a circle and crisscross so you could set it in and then perfectly line up those.
They actually make thin alignment bases, you know. We used to do water rockets where I worked out in California, and we had these rings that they would put over the 2-liter bottles that had, hey, if you want 4 fins, this is where they would go. 3, this is where they would go. It had, 360-degree angles. And then, and you could gyro those fins and,
spin it. Yeah.
We had a water rocket set up there where these 2-liter bottles would go, 130 feet, 140 feet up in the air. Yeah, it was really cool. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Spin.
Trying to get the light.
A little bit better, not a lot. Well,
if I turn our lights on,
to attach the fins.
If I turn our lights on, I mean it's really bright,
Oh yeah.
I have just a few accents. But yeah, I used wood glue to attach the fins. I glued that other thing inside this morning.
Yeah.
And then I did the what did they call it?
The launch lug.
I just slit, like I put another layer of glue around the wings.
Oh yes.
And the next step, it looks like, is the shock cord.
Yep. Yeah, because essentially you want your nose cone to be attached to the body of the rocket somehow, because when that thing goes up and hits, its highest altitude, that nose cone will pop off and it'll come down via the parachute. So you need that shock cord to attach the two. That you see where you use that measurement tool, right?
Yeah, thank God I saved it, because I was like pitching stuff.
You made yeah. Many years do we have to make just, cut out pieces of paper that shape because everybody's lost them. McKaylee, do you have a question? What's going on?
Dad and I also have a game computer that we can play games on.
That's not a question. That's a statement.
Yeah.
And you got to speak louder so he can hear you.
Yeah, can you speak a little louder?
All the way up there.
I can hear you there.
Say it louder.
We have a game computer and we have that so we can play games.
That looks fun, huh?
Because it would be very cool if you could just come over here and play some games in the basement. It would be very cool.
I agree. That would be really cool. Hopefully I can do that sometime soon, I would love that.
I bet that Maverick didn't know you had to re-register.
I bet not. They said that they contacted them.
This morning at 8:30 I got that.
So I'll tell you what, though, looking at his rocket, he bought that one that already has the fins in a unit. They're done.
Yeah.
And if they've done these before, I'm wondering if I should set a launch date like, I'm wondering if I should just come to you guys and do a launch out at the place, you know?
Sure.
Or if we just, you know, and that way we can make kind of, and then maybe I just do it with Maverick separate, or if they've got the launch pad, they could launch it and record it and send it to me or something like that.
Sure.
Because I envision, like, you know, if we had like 10, 12 people, I'd want to do a big launch all together, but I'd rather use this as an opportunity to hang out a little bit, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have some stuff to talk about anyways.
Oh, do you? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got my curiosity, of course, up, but.
Yeah, not during this.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Hey, one thing on the decorating is, one tip is you can take a plastic bag and tape it around the fins if you want your body to be a different color than your fin.
Oh, okay.
Michaela, have you thought about what colors you might want this to be? What colors are you thinking about?
I want red, yellow, and black.
Ooh, that'd look sharp. And what you can do is you can make the bottom part down by the fins. Do you know where the fins are? You could make that a different color than the rest of the rocket. And then you could make, so you could make your nose cone one color. The nose cone is the top of the rocket.
Right there.
Okay.
And then you could make the body a color. And then you could make the bottom a different color.
Ooh,
If
I'm
you
gonna
want.
make this one black, this one yellow, and this one black, blue, black, blue, black, blue.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
She's going to be busy.
That'd be really cool. And the other thing you need to think about is, you know, this rocket has a name that the company gives it, but you want to come up with your own unique name, you know? So do you want to name it the Big Bertha, or do you want to come up with a name for it?
I want to come up with a name for it.
I think that is an excellent idea. So you need to come up with the name for it, and you can think about that as you decorate, you know?
Tomorrow, I will think of a name for it, and I will tell you guys on the next tomorrow.
That sounds perfect. That sounds like a good plan. And Maverick, you might be able to do the same. You probably just heard us talking about a name for it.
Yeah.
Maybe be thinking about that if you haven't already. And we can
Hey,
talk
I
about
got
it tomorrow.
I got my suggestions. I don't know.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, and Maverick, I was looking at the instructions for yours. Were you guys able to get the body and the fins attached?
My fins were already attached, but
Oh, perfect. You got all attached. Oh, dude, that looks great. And do you remember from last year how we attached this elastic piece to,
I think we taped it or something.
well,
Didn't
if
we?
you look in your instructions, there should be something that looks like this to cut out with a 1, 2, and a 3. So look in your instructions and see if you can find that. And if you do locate it, cut it out. Yeah, Mark, I think the best decorating spray paint, probably. Yeah. Now, one thing I did.
Krylon or something, I thought.
Yeah.
You know, just,
Now, one thing I did last year that really helped was I just got a big piece of cardboard out and got it out and put it out at the lawn at Wren Lake and let everybody, you know, spray on it for a minute to get used to the spray paint, how it comes out. I don't know how.
we have a gun,
Oh, okay.
you know, that attaches to the cans, and I'll put a big box out and we'll practice out there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, do we need to cut out the measure?
Yes, cut out that entire 1, 2, and 3, that whole portion.
Right there, scissors, son.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've just like when I have Blastoff camp under normal conditions, it's a really hot week. You know, it seems like every year I have this camp, it's just blazing. Mark,
Heat
you're
warning
muted. I can't
until
hear you.
Thursday. Heat
What's
warning
that?
until tomorrow.
Yep.
So when do you think these will be done?
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, I think we'll be
I'm
able to
excited
finish
for
them
last
up really easily today and tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys a few tips on decorating, and then we can kind of talk about when we want to try to launch. I kind of thought we'd do a launch all together, but I want to kind of talk to the parents of everybody to see, you know, I kind of envisioned maybe a few more people signing up. So since we only had a couple, I don't know if we'll do a launch all together, or maybe if I'll meet you guys separately at Wren Lake and just launch them. You know, what would you guys prefer, you think, Maverick?
You want to get together, or what do you want to do?
I suggest just get together. That
Yeah.
way we.
I don't know about
Serious
you,
of it.
but we didn't know anything about these camps until I had questioned someone that worked at Wren Lake College. So I don't know if the social media just didn't get it out to very many people, or I mean that was just my experience. I don't really.
No, I think that's
know.
a shared experience, you know, because, well, here was the thing that I think made it a little tricky is it was kind of like community ed had all their summer camps going. Well, those got canceled. And then someone came up with the idea to have these workshops, right, that we offer to the community. Well, I don't know if they ever really figured out exactly, was community and ed now in charge of those workshops and in charge of marketing, or was that now whoever's idea it was to do those, right? So
Right.
I think just it kind of, now I also think there were probably some people that just were like, you know, virtually we're not really into this, you know, but I think we would have had, well, if community ed were doing the marketing, they could have contacted, we had a full camp last year, they could have contacted everybody, said, hey, do you want to do this again? I bet we would have had at least 6 or 8 people, you know?
Oh yeah, I think so, definitely.
You know, so I think that was a little bit of an issue because,
Well, we're in uncharted territory.
oh yeah, exactly. And a lot of things slip through the cracks.
Yes.
When you're
Yes.
trying to communicate these ways. So,
Yes.
but yeah,
definitely.
I'm really happy to do it with you guys, but I was kind of thinking, all right, we'll get at least half of these people that, and a lot of those people though should have known about it because they were college kids. They were
Oh,
children of college, you know, of college staff or faculty. So, I also heard from a couple people that they wanted to do it, but then they didn't get the rocket ordered, and then they didn't really know how that would work. So that kind of thing too. But
yeah.
well, Maverick, once you get that cut out,
Yeah, it's already cut out.
once you get that cut out, what you'll do is look at your instructions, and it'll show you what you're going to do is take one end of the shock cord. You see what the shock cord looks like, right?
Yes.
Stretchy. And you're going to glue it in. I think you put it in the number 2 slot. Let me check your instructions here.
Number 2 slot.
It says you're going to bend up this.
Yeah.
What you do is you place this elastic piece on the number 2, which is kind of the middle position of your piece of paper. I should have cut one out. So it'd be like this.
Yeah.
It'll look like that. And then you put some glue in there, and then you fold it to where it'll all be stuck together as a unit.
So I would suggest putting it
So see, you're going to put the glue there, and you're going to fold it over, and you're going to put glue, and you're going to fold it over again.
And it's starting to get to the very end of your first page of instructions where it shows this.
Okay, so lay it down. See how they did it right there? Pushing it up there. Make sure it's in. Okay, then shove it down. And you're going to put some glue down here.
Mark, I guess probably
on
you're
that
getting
line
pretty
too.
close to that parachute. You know?
Put it on that
And,
one.
Yeah, I did the the folding.
Perfect. Yeah. So what you can do is, if you want, you can go ahead and glue, if that's dried. Once that dries, you can glue that down in the body tube. So you'll glue it just, you know, a finger length's width down in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for it to dry. It's pretty sticky.
Yeah. Did you and your dad do these growing up at all?
No, my neighbor, the neighbor kid used to do it.
Yeah, we never did them either, but they're cool.
Yeah. These are too expensive. I couldn't possibly afford to do this when I was a child.
And yeah. Well, at least if the problem with the ones at camp is we've got those cornfields around where we launch, so a lot of them get lost. But if you can find them, then they're pretty reusable, you know.
If they don't get broken, then it's.
Well, you can always stick them.
Well, we always have one or two that the parachutes don't deploy, and they come down, you know, and stick in the ground about 6 inches. Oh, is that Michaela? I think you have the parachute over there, don't you? Yeah.
Okay.
Because
And
Mark, I think on the birthday you have to attach the strings to the parachute.
It said something about cutting a hole in the capsule and then filling, like sliding the rubber through it.
Oh yeah, you know what? It's on the nose cone. There's like there's a real small little area that you can see needs to be pushed out. Yes, and on the other end, yes, that's the end. That's the right end. See it?
Here.
It's kind of a pain. Sometimes I just use like a ballpoint pen. That way I use something sharp that I'm going to nail myself with.
So just lay it in there.
Now, you know what you guys might want to do with that is you might want to let it dry a little bit before you put it down in the tube.
We were getting ready to. Yeah, we were getting ready to
put it in. I think it'll hold.
We're just gonna lay it down while we're gone.
Yeah. It can dry in there.
Yeah, I guarantee.
We're just gonna lay it down on the table and nobody will touch it.
I guarantee you, it's gonna be dry by the time we get back from the dentist and everything.
Yeah. Now, looking at that Alpha, man, that's a good looking rocket. And I think now we're just to that parachute. What's it want you to do with the nose cone there?
Here. Telling you right here what to do. You put the.
Oh, it just wants you to, is it showing you where to tie the parachute?
Yeah. You have to put the little screw in, which we did because we didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, that's a good call. And, you know, with that parachute, you just want it to be sure it's like as least tangled as possible when you tie it into the nose cone.
Okay.
But if you go ahead and get the parachute out and get the strings kind of organized, and then you can just tie a loop into that hole in the nose cone.
Yeah, let's not cut the string.
And man, you're getting close.
Gosh, I don't know how you.
It looks like the way it wants you to attach that parachute, it looks like it wants you to put the string through the hole and then run the whole parachute through the loop.
Careful with the string there.
There you go.
Just straight.
Yeah, that one's oh, you have strings on it already, Mark. That's nice.
Here.
So I think that just gets attached to that hole in the nose cone.
Then you're going to put those through that. Keep them all together. Are they even? Yeah. Because you keep pulling them. Right. Just hold it like that. Now somehow you're going to have to thread that through this thing. Okay. Kind of push together. Go down a little farther with your fingers. Go that way. Keep going.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got those real nice and even.
Yeah.
And Mark, I think it's the same way for you. Yeah, it has you push the parachute through, doesn't it?
if I can see. Here. I've got one of these strings that's a little bit.
This is where, man, my dexterity does not. Big fingers, I can't. Nice, look at that. And then that nose cone will attach to your body once you put that thing in. You guys are money.
Okay. Got them through. Now what are you supposed to do with them?
Tie 'em.
Just tie it around this thing?
No, just do it multiple times.
So, Mark and
Okay.
Michaela, I think you guys can let that glue dry on that one shock cord mount, put in it, and then be thinking about what colors you want to decorate it,
Like
you
that?
know, and what you want to name it, Michaela. I think you guys are really looking good.
Now the shock cord, this rubber thing that we're working on, how does that attach to the? It just tie? Oh, double knot. Okay,
I
read
think
it.
you can just do a pretty standard knot and be good to go. Sometimes it can be a little tricky getting them both to fit in that little hole, but that's about it.
I popped that whole thing out with an X-Acto knife.
Yeah,
I cut that whole thing.
that works out real well. Yeah, and those are actually pretty big on the Bertha.
Yeah.
That hole.
Yeah,
You said tie it one more time.
you can see it there.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of space. These rockets are good stuff.
Oh goodness, Maverick.
Now, did that Maverick on your end, did that parachute get tied in there okay?
Yeah, but no.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Ooh.
How do you attach the shock cord mount to your nose cone? Oh, it's the same way. So you just
Yeah. Tie it and double knot it.
tie
We'll wait
to
till
nose
that
cone.
glue dries though. So we don't.
Yeah,
pull
I'd
it.
wait till that glue dries. Okay, so I tell you what, guys. Mark and Michaela, I already gave you this information, but we can talk a little bit more about decorating tomorrow because everything probably needs to dry for a day. But one tip that I saw recently that I thought was pretty good is if you want your fins to be a different color than your body of your rocket or your nose cone, you can use a plastic bag and just put it over the fins, and so it'd kind of look like this. You'd cover your fins up, and then if you've got a little, especially if you've got a little painter's tape, you know, you could tape that and then spray paint, let it dry, then take that off, and then you can do the same thing on this end to do your fins. Does that make sense? So, because Maverick, I think last year we used newspaper. We like looped newspaper around the fins and taped it, and that works okay. But I thought this would work better. I should have thought of this. You know, only been doing it 15 years now. So, but
Well,
all
I'm
right.
thinking about
Just let it go.
probably naming mine if I wanted it possibly maybe I'll have a little stretch of red on black.
Oh yeah.
And then name it Volcano.
Oh, I like that. Ooh,
Because
you
it
could
already
maybe
has
even-
orange. It already has the orange.
Yeah, it's already got the orange, and you could even, if you could throw just a little yellow in there, you could do, you know, you could almost make the nose cone like the eruption, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, that
That's a
would be
good
cool.
call. I like that. Well, man, these things are going pretty quick, but you guys are killing it. It always takes a little longer to get through these steps when we've got 15 or so folks. But you guys have a dentist appointment, so how about we just report back tomorrow with plans for decorating and names, and it'll probably be a pretty quick session tomorrow too, because I'm just gonna get those names and that down, and then we can see if there's any other questions. And I will check with the college to see when they feel like it would be cool for me to bring us together to launch.
Okay. You will be receiving an email from me because we had trouble logging on today. It made me register back in. I don't know why.
I even had to. I followed the link. I ended up having to go back and follow Mark, the link you sent me yesterday, because I couldn't get the one Holly sent me to work. And then I had to fill out all the registration info.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what we did today.
I am actually a camper today. So
They did the same to us too. But I got an email this morning at 8:30
yeah.
with a survey, and then saying you still need to register. And it wasn't easy to find the Warrior Workshop.
I think that you will have to register again for tomorrow's.
I did that right away.
Yeah. So Well, hey, thank you guys so much, and you guys enjoy enjoy the rest of your morning. Well, I hope the dentist, hey, you get it done, right? Get the dentist appointment done and fine.
Fingers crossed.
I'm going to the dentist too because I cracked a crown.
Oh no. I just
Ours is just
finished
a
like
regular
a
thing.
2-year implant process.
Ugh.
I want to
Like-
go to the dentist because my teeth is wiggly.
Yeah, well, no, that thing will come out on its own. You don't even need a dentist.
Yeah.
But
All
one
you need is a
day-
tooth fairy.
One day,
Yeah, and then some cash.
That's right.
All right.
Cash.
All right, good
cash
stuff,
is
guys.
what's
Signing off
awesome.
now.
All
oh,
right.
Mark, I
Bye.
might
See
give
you
you a
tomorrow.
call here in a bit.